What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Waterboy Podcast. Today is episode number 71.
171.
Really lame numbers now. We won't get another cool number. 75 is pretty cool. But yeah, I guess that's the only cool. 79
is kind of sick. No, 79 is kind
No, because 80. So 77,
84?
you get like
80?
Whatever. There's no cool numbers coming up. It's episode 71. But I mean, wow, have the emotions changed in the past week? So I mean, I haven't spoken. We haven't talked in 5 days now, Everett? My emotions in the past 5 days when it comes to both my college team and my NFL team have just been in a whirlwind of events. But before we get to that stuff, we gotta get to the nitty-gritty, the important stuff. In case I sound a little how would you describe me right now? A little lispy, maybe a little
lispy,
just a little, maybe a little like a phlegmy, maybe a little, just a little gross. So I got these two canine teeth that are pretty sharp. Right.
My man's a vampire.
I'm not good at it, but they're pretty sharp, and I'm not showing it's gross, but I always bite the inside of my lip like twice a year, like very bad, and just get these canker sores, and they're here right now, and I kind of sound like I don't know, Lenny from Of Mice and Men. Like,
jeez.
Take that for how you want to interpret that, but that's how I'd compare myself to right now. Other than that, though, with the mouth thing and me sounding a little stupid, I have, for lack of a better term, an ass zit. And whenever I sit down, it really, really hurts. Like the V sound really hurts too at the cankers. It hurts a lot. It hurts a lot. And
it sounds like
all my weight is shifted to like my right butt cheek right now, because if I go on the left one, Everett,
not it. It sounds like
the thing is, I really don't know if it's actually an ass zit. So I googled ass zit, and the first thing I saw, obviously I'm not reading two articles, the first article, whatever it says, is the truth. And the first thing I said is it's not very common to have an ass zit. That's not a very common place to grow, to get acne, grow acne, get acne, I guess. Not a common place. And so the first suggestion was, if you have an ass zit, there's a good chance it's just an ingrown hair. My immediate counterpoint was, I don't have a hairy ass.
Okay, don't need to know that bit of information.
So I don't think that's it, but fuck, I'm considering asking my mom to pop my. No. I'm putting my ass in the hands of a trusted woman that I know, my mother. Okay, she's not giving it to Sam? That thing out.
You're not gonna give it to your roommate?
No, my roommate will not get the pleasure of popping an ass zit. Okay.
To all you ladies out there,
it's so bad.
Just know that one, Grant does have an ass zit, and two, you can look forward to seeing a non-hairy ass.
I mean, I did maybe. Well, who knows? Maybe there's some sickos out there who like hairy asses. I don't know.
Who knows?
I mean, I don't hate on whatever your taste is. That's just not what I'm bringing to the table. But anyway, it hurts so bad right now, Everett.
You need to get one of those hemorrhoid donuts.
No, that's not the problem. It's fuck. It is. Like right now, it's not that bad. Let me just shift weight again. Just you guys can just hear the. Oh, yeah, that one hurts. Okay, all right, powering through. Okay, enough of the talk. Let's get into the sports part. All right. We have life in the building, boys. This is my mood after doing absolutely nothing over the weekend, and my team's in the fucking college football playoff. So, interesting weekend. Great, bittersweet weekend for me. the greatest possible weekend for me personally
greatest possible weekend for me.
Greatest possible weekend for me would have been USC wins, TCU loses bad, and USC and Ohio State are in. That would have been best case scenario. But second best case scenario is Ohio State is in just in any way, shape, or form, which is what happened. So, okay. I have life, but Everett, Tulane football, there's been a lot of talk over the past week. Is the coach leaving? Is the coach not leaving? Oh, Tulane, they're not going to be ready for this. They're not going to be ready for, shove it up your ass. Tulane football, baby. AAC champs. What do you got to say, Everett, now? I know you've been saying we're not talking about – you're talking about Tulane football now. You don't have a fucking choice. You're talking about Tulane football now. Everett, you guys win, correct me if I'm wrong, your first American Athletic Conference championship. And there's no better way than winning that at home in front of a sold out
of UCF.
So, Everett, let's go over this one. UCF versus Tulane. Everett, as a member on the staff, as an assistant coach on the staff, tell us the game plan. Break this down for us. Tell us one into it. Tell us how you guys bottled up this team. Because from what I was hearing on the announcers, obviously their quarterback, he was like hurt, but like came back in, but like was hurt. But I don't really know. So I was just saying like it was like Caleb Williams, but like this guy like was actually throwing when he was hurt, unlike Caleb. We'll get into that one.
Well, the difference between the two of them is Caleb Williams can actually throw the ball. John Rice Plumlee cannot throw the ball.
So you're just gonna crap on him. We love it. You guys don't need to play anymore, so you can take shots. Let's go. Fuck yeah. Care. Let's do it. John Rice
Plumlee cannot throw the fucking football.
Oh, like, yeah. Pour it on him.
I don't know what the fuck Castellanos was doing for 2 quarters. Like, he looked like he was very short. He looked like he was like 5'10", maybe. Like, he looked my height.
I mean, we don't need to call out. I mean, we measure players by heart, but go on.
Didn't have much of that either. It looked like
Jesus, Everett. Wow, you're really just going. Well, I mean, hey, that's the glory.
No, but
play them anymore.
Look, in all honesty, props to UCF. They came, they gave it a fight.
No. Let's make.
I'll be a good sport on that bit.
No, make it.
Let me. Oh, I'm going to. I have to give them like their sportsmanship props before I rightfully just take a shit on them.
You did your sportsmanship. We're done with it.
Sportsmanship.
You did. Thank you, Everett.
Yeah,
now,
fuck you, UCF.
Play the part of UCF. I'll play the part of UCF. You guys cheated. Bullshit. We're still 2-0 against you guys. Now, continue.
Now I gotta go.
Yeah.
Well, when you don't have refs on your side the entire time, well, even though they did, because they only had 1 fucking foul call against them when they had a horse collar tackle against us. They had 2 targeting calls that they didn't call against UCF. Like, there's so much shit, but when the refs aren't giving you random ass DPI calls up and down the field, it's kind of hard to win, isn't it, UCF?
Yeah, call them out on their bullshit.
Also, like, I mean, when you have a quarterback that can't fucking throw the ball and your second string quarterback can't fucking throw the ball, it's also kind of hard to win, especially when you can't run up the fucking middle 5 different times.
Okay. We could do a little less fuckings, but okay. The one thing that really caught my eye in this game was obviously UCF. They started throwing second half, and they had to, and it started working, I guess, a little bit. They got a couple scores.
They had it was more like it was momentum, but it was also like they were going on such quick pace. Like, they were going no huddle in Madden, basically. They were going no huddle. Like, they'd get some yards, then they run up and they go again. They get some yards and run up and go again. Once they got their 4th down conversions, there wasn't really any time in between. Like, they just kept going, and it was just kind of like draining for our players, and that's why they got those yardages. I'll give them a massive prop though. It was like 4th and 1. They had 1 fake like sweep. Like, they gave it off to the running back, and their running back threw it down the field to their wide receiver that was wide open. Like, that was a good play call.
The thing is, the announcers, when that was happening, they're like, Gus Malzahn emptying the clip right now, pulling every trick out of the back. It was so funny. They're like, Jesus, Gus, it's the 3rd quarter. You're whipping that one out already?
Desperate. My man was desperate.
But yeah, I mean, they had to kickstart them some way. I was really impressed, though, looking at the rushing numbers for UCF. Now, obviously, they weren't throwing the ball well, but it's like they have to run the ball to do well. 145 yards on 48 carries, Everett. That's fucking crazy. 3 yards a carry. For me, that was the big difference in the first half.
Yeah, it did make a very big difference. I will say that. I looked up on the scoreboard and I saw that per carry, like they had more attempts than we had for running. Like they had more rushing attempts, and their yards per carry was 2.9. And this was at some point in the third quarter when I looked up and I was like, that makes a hell of a big difference because they didn't really have any massive runs. Like the first time we played them, they had two, maybe three, like 50-yard-ish runs.
Yeah,
And that
and
made a
this time all
huge
the long
difference.
plays happened in Tulane's favor. So Tajay had two absurd runs. First was a touchdown run. Second one I thought was also going to be for a touchdown, but he got like tripped up at the end. But
yeah,
and not even including those two, he was just making consistent 4+ yard carries and just keeping the offense on track. I mean, I don't have this number on the top of my head, but I think they were comparing like the third down average yard to gain distances between Tulane UCF, and for Tulane it was like 3rd and 2, and UCF it was like 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9 every time, and that's obviously going to help you win football games. So
yeah.
Another thing, obviously we got to shout out the boys we've had on the pod. Shea with 2 touchdowns. Quan, when he muffed the punt, I'll be honest, I was like, holy shit, that's not going to be great in film, but good thing he instantly popped back on that.
It's also very unusual for him too, by the way. He doesn't do that often. So, but we recovered. Big note though, by the way. I have never seen that's even with our homecoming game when it was like sold out. I have never seen the stadium that filled. I've never seen the stadium that filled with Tulane fans, and I have never heard the stadium that loud. Like I don't know how it sounded like on TV, but it was for an outdoor stadium for being that small because our capacity is only like 30,000, which is like 20,000 underneath like the big stadiums in college football. It sounded like I was
a little
in
more than 20,000 less.
well, like the average like 55, I think.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about, in the country where it just means more. How big
I
their
was more
collective
so thinking
stadiums
about the
are.
stadiums like K-State Stadium, Cincinnati Stadium. They're around 55,000 each. Those are where we played this season. But it sounded almost identical to a stadium filled to the brim with 25,000 more people. So I want to just give a big props to all the students and people who were cheering on there. But
Rowdy little bunch down there.
that's to say the least. But also, I don't know if you saw this stat. Us going, so we went 2-10 last year. We're 11-2 this year. That ties the FBS record for most turnaround wins in a season at, I think we're at 8 right now. If we win next week, or if we win our bowl game, we break the record for most wins in a turnaround season.
Quite the turnaround when we look at from the start of this year, or I guess just coming into this season, coming off a 2-10 season, nobody would have thought you guys would turn it around and go 11-2 the year after. Nobody.
Literally, they wrote us off and we didn't write back.
Okay, and Geno Smith got a dub today too, so that counts. You can use that quote today. But yeah, biggest win in Tulane school history. Well, I mean, you guys won an SC championship game, or SC championship.
That was maybe like 50 years ago. So I would say that this is
the biggest.
This was
the modern era since the Ford Pass was invented.
The biggest game in Tulane history. This was a revenge game for us versus one of 2 teams to beat us this season and the only team to beat us badly. This was for everybody writing us off. This was for our players, for our fans, like for everybody. Like this meant the most out of any single game that we've played in our team's history. And I mean, we pulled it off.
Yeah. Great game out of Tulane. Great game all around. before we get off of Tulane though, let's do a quick preview, which links into me a little bit of Tulane USC.
I just want to say my favorite sign from the Tulane game. They had one about UCF diplomas, but I won't go that far. But I will say,
is that like the one?
There was one about UCF diplomas. Like that was my favorite.
There's one UCF one that got very viral.
Yeah, it was. I tried to change my Instagram. I tried to change my Instagram password to UCF, but Google said it was too weak.
Oh, I like that. I like that. Creativity. But this is a nice little segue. Okay. Tulane and USC will be meeting up in the Cotton Bowl. The Cotton Bowl in Jerry World. My goodness. We were like joking about this a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago. Tulane USC. And we spoke it into existence. More so you than me, but we spoke it into existence. And now it's happening. So Water Boys in Arlington. We'll see.
Might be in Dallas.
At least one of them will be. At least one of them.
I mean, I have to be there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at least one of them will be. But yeah, this quick preview, quick overlook. I don't know if Caleb Williams is playing, so
we'll see. It depends if he tore his hamstring or not in this past game.
Yeah, we'll see what works. It might be Miller Moss season, and if that's the case.
That's really unfortunate for the Water Boys.
Dude, I mean, talk about it'd be
talk
quite
about
quite a game.
So hold on, I just want to explain. So granted, say we've gotten an influx. We've gotten an influx of new viewers over the past couple days, couple weeks. If you guys don't know, this past summer we had an interview with Miller Moss, USC's second string quarterback. And Grant's Wi-Fi cut out because some dumbass ran his car into the box.
Literally crashed into the neighborhood power circuit. So like the electricity went down in the entire area.
At this point in time, Grant did not know that in all of Apple's ingenious, they fucked up photo booth so badly that it can't store anything longer than a minute.
I mean, is my fault, but also fuck Apple, dude. Fuck Apple. Like at the same time, fuck. Why is it even on people's laptops if it doesn't work?
So we use Zoom, but he ended up using a photo booth.
I wasn't even able to go on Zoom to do that. Also, keep in mind, my Wi-Fi was out.
So yeah, so he recorded specifically an hour and a half long interview with Miller Moss.
It was like 2 hours, maybe 3.
The file corrupted.
But so, I mean, one day we're
quite unfortunate for the
one day we're getting it back. One day we're getting it back.
But so it'll be the lot. It's like Atlantis.
Yeah, no, it's like the locked files or like the uncovered whatever. But yeah, that's
mystery unsolved mysteries.
Yeah, no, that's kind of stitch we're at though. But I mean. I actually let's not too preview. We got other games to go over, but yeah, okay, we'll go over USC game though.
I just want to give a shout out to all my boys on the team though. Incredible season, incredible job. Y'all deserve this. Congratulations, Tajay, my fucking boy. So
yeah, Everett, let's fucking go, baby. You called a hell of a game. You call a hell of a game as offensive coordinator. So I want to give you props too. But okay. USC Utah, this was not what I was expecting. And okay,
clearly this game played out.
This game played out a lot like the Ohio State Michigan game last week, ironically. But also, the start of it was pretty similar to the first USC Utah game, where USC went up 2 touchdowns early. Utah comes back.
Do you think, though, that if Caleb Williams didn't hurt his hamstring, that USC would have won?
Probably. I think so. And it's like, yeah, their defense fell apart, but it's like, even after Caleb like fucking blew out his hamstring, Bryson Shaw, an Ohio State cornerback, gets a fumble recovery. If USC's healthy and they score right there, game's done. And it's just like things like that. I do think though that I think they win if Caleb's healthy. The thing though is their defense. So it's almost a nice thing that they lost in this fashion because it's like a brutal reminder. Like this defense seriously needs portal help now. So in a way, it's good.
Just address how the fuck Rising is alive today.
Yeah, that man got murdered. It was a clean hit.
It was
that's
clean.
why I think it was. That's why I actually think he was like kind of. I actually don't even think it was like head contact. It wasn't head contact.
I think it was like
I don't even really know. I think it was kind of like a whip. I don't even know how the fuck his helmet popped off. Literally have no fucking clue.
It definitely looked a lot worse than it was, but I think it was the fact he was midair, when
just sounded very loud too.
3 yards and sounded super loud. Like,
yeah, it's just I feel like we don't see many big hits like that nowadays. So kind of cool to see. I did. It was just a very weird game, very, very weird game in my opinion. I don't know. I was a little. I guess I kind of could see it coming. Just like I knew USC's defense was just atrocious. The whole been saying it all year. Like they cannot stop the run. Utah ran for 223 yards on 35 carries.
Bad. It was bad.
Like USC just
line was just terrible.
The tackling was almost like hilarious.
I texted you this. I texted you this. Funny. I texted you this and I said USC might have the worst defense out of any top 10, top 15 team in the nation. And your response was, I have literally been saying that all fucking year.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I do think like this, it's a rude wake-up call. You guys got to fix that shit. I do, like, it is crazy. Like, I could definitely see, I don't know, obviously, but I don't know. Maybe they could just be sitting, the coaching staff could be looking at each other just like, if Caleb's healthy, we win that game. And they don't really do much.
Oh,
I don't know.
We'll find out pretty damn quick in the Cotton Bowl, so.
Well, not even that. It's just like they better be hitting the portal. Like portal's been going crazy today. So many heads have hit the portal. That's like really what I'm looking at right now. And
also, by the way,
Lincoln's Sanders, portal assassin.
Deion Sanders now going to be competing with Lincoln Riley for that West Coast portal spot in the Pac-12.
Well, for like a year, and then it'll be over. But yeah, they are competing for this season. Now, Deion just got Colorado. I'm not sure if you just saw this video that just got uploaded, but
of him in the
when he's meeting the players and he's dressing them, telling them, "I'm bringing my luggage and it's Louis. You better hit the portal right now." That a lot of people are like, "What a horrible example by a head coach." Okay, Colorado went 1-11 last year. If Deion wants to compete, yeah, the whole team's fucking gone. Literally, like. If you want to win, I'm sorry, but if they went 1-11 last year, just putting in a new coach ain't gonna fix it. Like you need to hit the portal.
Is there a single player on that team that would be a bona fide starter on a different competitive team?
I've no idea. I don't know anything about Colorado football, so I couldn't tell you. But if they went 1-11, I think it's safe to assume Deion would want to replace a lot of their players. I'm not saying every single player, but a lot of the players.
He's already got his quarterback, so.
Yeah, no, obviously. And there were people out there like, what an asshole move. You just make your son the starter. You're not even going to give the other guy a chance. Like, I mean, his son's a fucking ball. Like, and it also
balls.
I'm just saying that like his son's a junior next year, 1 year away from the NFL. I've kind of been thinking this for a while. Like, Deion's doing this for fucking Shedeur. Obviously now it's getting to a point where Deion can continue being a coach, but Deion was Shedeur's offensive coordinator when he was in high school at Trinity, Texas, okay, for 3 fucking years, okay? Why the hell would Deion do that? Because his son's the quarterback there. Then immediately once he's done, what's he do? He takes the head coach at Jackson State where his son becomes the quarterback there. Oh, I fucking wonder why, huh? I don't know. Maybe he's trying to get his kid into the fucking NFL. Open your fucking eyes, people. It's not hard to see. Obviously, Shedeur's the starter. Obviously, he's the starter for Colorado next year. Zero debate. But it's like, for anyone saying like, oh, that's bullshit, it's like, Colorado fans, ask them what they think about. They're hyped as fuck on Shedeur.
They're over the fucking moon right now to have.
So I don't want to hear any of that. Like, don't blame Deion.
It's also not. It's not like it's the same thing where nobody's complaining about NIL right now. Fucking teams getting players off of NIL.
It's like, guys, it's Colorado. Oh my god, I'm rooting for them to literally snatch up dudes from Alabama and Georgia. I want the dudes to go to Colorado instead of fucking Alabama this portal season.
I know there's a couple more games we got to recap, but I did propose this question.
No, this is fun though. This Deion shit
this isn't specific to Deion, but I propose this question to you. Do you think that like the Big 12's like the top teams in the nation actively pursue players during the season on other teams?
They are.
In negotiation with those players.
They are. Like Georgia, Eric Gilbert, they got this tight end from LSU. They were fucking talking to him in like fucking October. And like, who cares? Like, at the end of the day, whatever.
The only thing I will say though is I think that it's kind of bullshit.
All these players also, like, when they're first getting recruited, it's down to like 3 schools, right? It's like 3 coaches where they have relationships with. And even once they're gone, they still communicate with his coaches. Like,
the bigger thing though, like about that I don't like, the thing that I don't like about it is if a team
it's not a good thing. It happens.
No, but I'm more so saying if a team's like a better, like one of the best teams in G5, like Coastal Carolina, Troy, like something like that, like Tulane or UCF, whatever, right? If teams are going, like top teams like Bama or Georgia or LSU, whatever, are going to those teams and poaching their best players off that team, like I feel like that's
obviously that's going to happen. Now, obviously that's going to happen. But I mean, shit, kind of happened to you guys last year at Oklahoma when they took one of you guys. But I mean, that's just the reality of the thing. And the NCAA, they're going to protect the SEC because they make money, and it just means more there. So the SEC fan excuse is like, well, it just means more here. If you're not cheating, you're not trying. So to them, who cares? But NCAA won't do anything about it. It's just a reality of the sport. But yeah, we gotta keep recapping these games. But yeah, USC loses, and after that loss, the USC student in me was upset. Obviously, it would have been amazing. Lincoln Riley, year 1, coming to LA, taking the team to the playoff, winning the Pac-12. Obviously, would have been amazing. God damn it, from an Ohio State perspective, I'm fucking back, baby. Now, the last 7 days of me emotionally, 8 days now, have been a whirlwind. All right. But it has only gone uphill. And I'd say I didn't even, like, I was obviously aware we could have made the playoff on like a Wednesday or Thursday, but I didn't entertain that idea until the second quarter of the USC game. Then it really hit me like, oh shit. A week ago, I thought to myself, season's over. I'm not really caring about Ohio State football again until the recruiting cycle in like fucking March. But no. I got another month.
Also,
I got another month of this.
I just want to throw out there. The bracket has been perfectly set up for a Michigan Ohio State rematch. All the marbles, all the cards in.
Yeah.
For the natty.
Now, obviously, we got to get there. I mean, Ohio State got a pretty big test before a potential rematch. But we're not gonna be previewing. Fuck it. We're not previewing Ohio State, Georgia. Second time these schools have ever matched up ever together.
No, we need some content between now and the playoffs. So
yeah, we need some.
Save that.
So okay.
We'll save that.
Before we get there though, before we talk about Georgia LSU, because who really cares? Okay, TCU, Kansas State, Everett.
So I called this.
You called this. You called Tulane.
I did call USC, but we'll forget that one.
It's 2 for 3. Not awful. There were some people that
Fresno State technically won too, and they were a revenge team too. So
yeah. Now the thing is, my favorite part was it was after all 3 games were done. So we were 2 for 3, and there was someone who commented like, "Wow, fucking awful take," and someone responded. Someone responded, 2 for 3, not really awful, but okay. But hey, if you get one wrong, shit.
Apparently, you're
awful.
you're
God
a dumbass. Then apparently. Well, apparently we're dumbasses too for stating college football rankings from 3 weeks ago, and it doesn't match today's ranking.
I'm waiting for the day where we tell people to fade our picks, and then the picks that we give out, like we're telling you to fade, they hit, and then people are like, "Fuck you, you dumbass, you fucking reach." It's like, well, I mean, you're the one who faded us, so.
I mean, like, it's bound to happen at some point. My favorite thing
kind
though
of in a win-win situation.
Was literally right after. I think my favorite thing was right after USC lost. There was a dude that responded to our TikTok, and he went, "Y'all fucking owe me like $12,000. I put my rent down on this." We're like,
I liked that.
We didn't say in bed, man.
I liked that one. That one I enjoyed. But okay, Kansas State TCU. Deuce Vaughn was going off. TCU just pulled off a vintage TCU at the end. Max Duggan, I'm not sure if you got to watch this game.
Put his heart on the field.
Max Duggan, heart of a lion. This man, he put the team on his back too, like Greg Jennings in that one Madden video. Like he did literally everything he could to get TCU where they could. And I was in the camp that in like halfway through the fourth quarter when TCU just like came back, like they were in no matter what. And especially going to overtime, they lose off a field. Yeah, they were in no matter what. So in a way, happy USC lost. If USC wins and that's the result, I don't think Ohio State's in. That's a topic of conversation we could have right now, Everett. Would Ohio State be in? Probably not. I mean, just looking at how the college
statement, you can clip that. So
but it's just like looking at how the committee ranked the teams with TCU out of Ohio State. I think it's safe to say, based on how the TCU game went, that if USC won, Ohio State wouldn't be in the playoff right now. I think USC would probably be the 3 seed because they'd have a Pac-12 championship, but TCU would be the 4.
So, what do you think about teams getting in or like eliminated based off of playing, like winning or losing an extra games week? So like if TCU went 12-1,
I don't really think you should be penalized for losing the championship game.
Unless it's a massive loss.
But the thing is, though, let's say TCU had 1 loss going into this and then loses that game. Is Bama obviously in? Like, probably.
They have the same amount
but it shouldn't be. Because TCU played an extra game and then they lost that one. It shouldn't be the case. Like in that case, you're punishing TCU for playing an extra game. But that's what it would have been. And I mean, good luck finding me on that one. The committee would have loved nothing more than having Georgia versus Bama and Ohio State versus Michigan in the playoff. You know how much? Oh my God, would break every record. They would have wanted that more than anything. So if TCU lost the Big 12 championship game to give them 2 losses, they would have been out, which would be bullshit. But that's what would have happened. Like it would have. It would have.
And the fact that they were still, even then, there was debates that Alabama was going to get in when they only had 1 loss.
No, exactly.
Only had 1 loss.
That wasn't going to happen. Like a 2-loss team has never made the playoff. So like.
I also kind of feel like I know
they weren't going to change it this year.
Format is now happening. It's going to happen. It's approved. And I'm
not sure what year, maybe 2025.
This is 2024. Because the Rose Bowl did their switch up, so now it got approved.
I know it got approved, but they might still not do it 2024 immediately.
It is 2024. It's been confirmed for 2024.
Well, I am stand corrected. 2024 12-team playoff is in. That'll be our first year out of college.
I do feel like I know that the system, like obviously it works so there's more teams going to get in, but I also still feel like instead of like the top 4 teams in the nation getting like those
I'm just saying, I hope you know that this means that Alabama and Ohio State and Georgia will be in every single year. I hope you know that. I hope you know that.
I know that the top 4 teams
We'll be in every
should
year.
get that bye week, that first kind of week of the playoffs.
It
But
should
I
be
also
conference
it
champions.
should be conference champions. The conference champions should get the bye week. They should get
This is
those
the
top
thing,
4
though.
teams.
We need to restructure who plays in conference championship games where it's not division based. Because I'm sorry, like
It should just be the 2 best teams.
should not have had an opportunity to go to the playoff last weekend. Like they should not have had an opportunity.
Also,
they got to restructure the divisions, which means Ohio State's going to play Michigan 3 times a year. It's going to be fucking nuts.
And USC, by the way, and UCLA, by the way, because they're all in the big.
No, because Ohio State and Michigan are winning the division every year, but
they will play USC.
They're literally going to rematch the conference.
When does USC move? USC moves that season, right?
First year,
the first season of the expanded playoffs.
They're going to get fucking smoked year one going. Dude, they're going to lose like a trap game just going up north in fucking Iowa in November. Good luck. Like literally good fucking luck. Like Ohio State struggles with Northwestern on the road in 50-mile-an-hour winds. Good luck DTR passing in that weather, brother. I
hit up Illinois.
Fucking wait to watch it. Even Illinois will literally be a challenge. It's just those environments. They just
also, by the way, don't count out Luke Fickell up in Wisconsin now.
Yeah, Fick's at Wisconsin, dude. Big Ten is just gaining steam right now. It is going to be lit as fuck for 2024.
Also, I know the last game I think that we have to go over is LSU. Well, there's the Michigan game, but there's LSU and Georgia. So I didn't get to watch LSU and Georgia game because it's on the same time as ours. So I don't know if you.
Let's just say, holy fuck, I gotta play them next. Jesus Christ, Everett. I mean, okay, so they put
better can figure it out.
So now this is the thing. I was kind of shocked. I saw a lot of some posts from Georgia fans where they were actually like, I was expecting them to just shit talk Ohio State and be like, we're gonna fucking shit on them. I was just expecting that. That's what Bama fans say every year whenever we play them. And I mean, they've been right the last time we played. But in 2014, 85 yards through the heart of the South, bitch. What happened that year? But I expected Georgia fans to be a little more hostile. They weren't. They were actually giving us a lot of respect. And saw a lot of Georgia fans on there saying, believe it or not, I think this is the second best team in college football. Even though they lost to Michigan doesn't mean they'll lose to us. And so I was like impressed reading those comments. But with that being said, let's just take a quick look at what Georgia did to LSU. So they ran for 250 yards, 44 carries. Their starting running back, 113 yards, 8 carries. So we're gonna need to stop that. We're gonna need to stop that. That will fly. That won't be good if that happens to our defense. Also, Staquavius Bennett, 23 for 29, 274 yards. Staquavius. Ask the Georgia fans. That's his new name now.
Okay.
23 for 29, 274 yards, 4 touchdowns. He's the oldest player to ever win an SEC championship game at 25 years, 1 month old. Everett. Yeah, he's 25. So yeah, we're game planning for a 25-year-old man, Everett. That's what my true sophomore corners and guys going up against.
Fuck.
Yeah, no, literally Stetson Bennett will be playing against players that are 6 years younger than him on Ohio State's defense. That is so funny.
How many more years of eligibility does Stetson have?
Probably 4. Probably another 4.
Don't forget, he'll be a super.
What if he's just their quarterback for the next 18 years?
He's the Tom Brady of college football.
Low key though,
until he's 40.
I kind of think it'd be hilarious. And they just still wouldn't win every year though. It'd just be like proof that he isn't that good. Like
he's just like Thanos and he just collects like other people's COVID years, like or redshirt years, and they just like keep piling it on.
I mean, he's significantly older than many quarterbacks in the NFL.
What if he just plays like I know there's like punters that are like 29, like 30. What if like he's the first quarterback to ever be like 30 years old?
I know
They're playing in the
Ohio
SEC.
State for one game in 2011, they had like a 28, 29-year-old
probably
like
like a
grad student quarterback.
like it was
He
like a
wasn't
grad
good.
assistant.
He literally was there for 2 games, and then Braxton Miller came in. So I mean, we all know what happened there. But yeah,
By the way,
no, but they're fucking terrifying, Everett. Last thing I want to say. Oh,
Michael Penix, quarterback for Washington, has officially confirmed he's coming back next year.
oh yeah, that was interesting to see. I was pretty surprised by that. But Everett, this is like the funniest stat I've ever heard in my life. Okay, so Everett, LSU, guess what their longest rush of the day against Georgia was? No. It was 47 yards. They busted off a long one. That was their longest carry of the game, 47 yards. Guess how many total rushing yards LSU had on offense, though? 47. They had 47 rushing yards in the game, and their longest run of the game was 47 yards. 47 Everett, that makes me beg the question and ask, if you take away that 47-yard run, LSU would have had zero. Let me repeat this. Zero fucking rushing yards against the Georgia defense, Everett.
Imagine you put up like 20 rushing attempts and you have 0 yards to
show. Do we have to go up against? Are you kidding me?
Oh, yeah. Just keep in mind, by the way, this is the same team that had Jordan Davis last year. Imagine if that motherfucker hadn't gone in the draft and they did that to fucking...
So there was a clip. So their guy, Jalen Carter, he's now projected to be the #1 pick. He absolutely sunned one of these LSU running backs. I don't know the LSU running back's name. I don't know, fucking dusts by the guard like it's nothing on an inside fucking swim move, of course. Gets inside. He's wrapping up the running back. The refs blow the whistle, plays dead. What does he do? Picks the running back up with one hand and flexes with the other. And he's just carrying the running back in the fucking air with one arm like a fucking baby doll. He sunned him. He sunned him on national television, Everett. That's what I gotta fucking play, dude. Holy shit.
Or is that for Trevion Henderson? You think that they're going to target...
I don't think... I mean, now, Trevion Henderson, he has scrubbed Ohio State from his bio. I think he's deleted all Ohio State pictures. The rumor is he's hitting the portal. I don't blame him, though. Now, a lot of Ohio State fans, including myself, have given him a lot of scrutiny this year, but he has been banged up, hurt the whole year. However, I do want to say he has fucking sucked ass all season. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. He's fucking sucked ass. But he has been hurt, so he gets a bit of a pass in my book, a little bit. He gets a bit of a pass. But it's just the fucking expectations that I had from last year and seeing what he is this year.
You think they're going to actually target Marvin Harrison Jr. More than 2 times this game?
Well, let's see if Jackson Smith and Jigba plays. Now, this is the thing that Georgia fans were a little concerned about. So LSU, although a lot of it was in garbage time, they threw for 500 passing yards on Georgia's defense, believe it or not. So a lot of Georgia fans, that's their kind of concern. Now I know Ohio State, they didn't pass well against Michigan at the end, but on paper, they're still the scariest passing team. And Georgia, at least according to those Georgia forum boards that we know are extremely accurate, they're most concerned about their pass defense. And now I realize we've been talking about college football for 40 minutes. So I think it's time to go in the NFL. But that's the last thing I want to say. If there's a path for us to do it, let's throw the ball, Ryan, and let's grow a pair. That's all I got, though. Okay, time for some NFL.
Are we gonna attempt an NFL recap? I know we didn't do a college football recap.
I cannot speak quickly. I cannot use Fs. I'm gonna re-record it when I can speak and talk. Okay. I can't right now. But Everett, let's start off with your heart attack. Jets, Vikings, Everett. I was kind of laughing myself reading some of your tweets. Holy shit, this defense. Oh my God. I need to know, Everett, is there anything they can do to fix this, or is this just the reality of the Minnesota Vikings defense? And this is
they can. They can do stuff to
fix it. You think it's fixable still?
I think it's very fixable. It's just the fucking D coordinator will not. this is the most annoying fucking thing on the planet. To start the game, right? We were up 20-3 at one point. 20-3.
Oh, I
You know
remember.
what the final score of that game was? You know what the final score of the game was?
27-22. Wild
We
guess.
scored 7 fucking points the rest of the game. 7 points.
Yep, not a great look.
So I mean, yes,
Everett,
that is on the that is on the offense.
No, I mean that sums up how your defense coordinator treated the game plan. Blah, 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 blah. That was pretty much it.
Basically,
what you just did.
I mean, like part of it's definitely on the offense, but also like we're looking at the defense. Okay, you let up 3 points. The offense scores 20 points. It's 20-3, and you let up, I don't know, 17 basically unanswered points, something like that. It's just frustrating to see that in the very first part of the game, at least of that first quarter, even most of the the first half of the second quarter, they were running more blitzes, more man coverage. Like they were blitzing, getting pressure all the time. They put Brian Asamoah in for a lot of reps instead of Jordan Hicks, and Asamoah is a lot more like he's just a lot more speedy. He's younger. He can get around the field more so than Jordan Hicks. Where did he come
from again?
Oklahoma. So it's just, I think that specifically that like having him play at linebacker, like put Asamoah in more. Like Kevin O'Connell specifically told our D coordinator that he wants Asamoah to play more. Asamoah got, I don't know, just the first quarter and they pulled him out. Like, what the fuck are we doing? I didn't see him the rest of the game. Like, what the fuck? And when he was in, the defense was so much fucking better than when Jordan Hicks was in. So I don't understand that. And then on top of that,
I'm sorry, CeeDee Lamb just made a disgusting move. Okay, keep going. Also, close game in Dallas on fucking Sunday night. Dallas is only up 2, but they are on the goal line.
Oh yeah, by the way, we do record. We're recording this on Sunday. We're recording this
during Sunday Night Football right now.
Yeah, sorry. Keep going. But like, if you can keep Asamoah and play him more than Jordan Hicks, maybe have a rotationary system. Do that. The Vikings also were playing a 3 safety system. They had Josh Metellus.
That's new.
Smith and Cam Bynum all playing 3 safeties.
Now some changes coming.
When they had the 3 safeties in, which they only did for the first fucking quarter.
Oh, Michael Gallup just mossed a dude. Keep going.
They only had that system in for the first fucking half. When they did that, it was harder for the Jets to play on them, to throw deep and actually.
Yeah, Mike White looked like Mike White.
So I don't know why halftime every single game, whenever we're doing we're actually playing well on defense in the first half, why at halftime Ed Donatel just decides, fuck it, let's go back to week 1 and just play the same random ass bullshit we've been doing. That clearly let's just make sure that I swear to God, our D coordinator picks the other team's spread every fucking game. He takes
now
the
that's
halftime
a conspiracy
spread for
theory
the
I could get into.
Ed Donatel fucking live bets the game second half spread for the other team every fucking game.
Point shaving. He's point shaving. He's point shaving. Okay, we figured it out.
Caleb Evans, who
you guys did cover the spread though.
For the second half spread though, the Jets picked up.
Who cares though? We're talking pre-game real.
But that's what Ed Donatel's picking up. He's taking the second half spread for the other
team.
You
sound like you bet the second half spread.
I did not bet anything else.
Everett, talk to me though. I was very happy you guys won this game because
Cam Dantzler and Caleb Evans need to come back for the defense to be better.
You can be honest now. Garrett Wilson, you got to see it firsthand. 8 catches, 162 yards, 15 targets. Zach Wilson would have given him 4 if he was playing.
Oh, that's being generous. I think he might be getting 2. And they're both for like 3 yards.
It was just beautiful to see multiple times Mike White, first receiver, just staring at Garrett. Fuck you, Elijah Moore.
No, literally.
Go to your wide receiver 1. 162 yards.
He was cooking up our defense. Like, there's also a couple plays where he got the ball and Mike White just kind of overthrew him and he was wide open. Like, Garrett had one catch where like he got crossed by 2 players. Still was fine.
One where it like hit his like fingertips. That was just a bad throw.
But I mean, like he played very well. Like, he's gonna be a very good player for the future. Also, just want to state this right now.
He gets off that team.
I want to state this right now. Well, the Jets aren't actually that bad. Robert Saleh is actually
gets a quarterback.
Yes,
let me rephrase that. I hope he gets a quarterback.
also want to say this because I anticipate I haven't seen anything yet, but I'm going to anticipate that I'm going to see it going forward. Sauce Gardner played maybe 4 reps against Justin Jefferson this game. Almost every single one of them, either Justin Jefferson got a catch or Justin Jefferson waxed his ass, and Kirk Cousins in his noodle ass arm today couldn't fucking get the ball to him.
What was up with Kirk? I think he started the game 2 for 10.
0 for 5. He started 0 for 5 and then went 2 for 10. He was 15 for 27 at
Break
one point.
That one down for me.
Yards. I honestly wouldn't be. I
No
don't know what the
words?
fuck happened. I don't know what the fuck happened. Kirk Cousins just had a bad game. Like, his fucking noodle arm. It decided to be Drew Brees' noodle arm fucking game today.
I mean, this is one of those games, though, where it's like, screw it, just get out of there with a dub. But that's kind of been happening a lot now.
But like, I more so just want to say, though, like, Sauce locked down Adam Thielen, but when it was Justin Jefferson time, Justin Jefferson beat the shit out of Sauce Gardner, and that's not going to be accounted for. And I guarantee you, it's going to be a fucking, like, Sports Center or ESPN like graphic
has only given up 4 yards in man coverage.
It's going to be like Sauce Gardner versus all these wide receivers, and it's going to be Justin Jefferson at the bottom. It's going to say like 5 yards, and it's like Justin Jefferson had like 130 yards on the fucking game. Sauce maybe went up against him 3 reps, and that doesn't mean that Justin Jefferson didn't beat the shit out of him. It just means that Kirk Cousins didn't get the ball to him. Like, there's a difference.
No, exactly, Everett. You're
Sauce
damn right.
Sauce is going to be a great fucking corner. He is a great corner. But if I see that, I'm going to be fucking pissed. Like, that's just it's bullshit.
Well, if you guys lost, you would have seen more of it. So it's a good thing you guys won. But no, yeah, Garrett, I was very impressed with those numbies. Seeing those stats. Dalvin seems like he had a pretty good game. Good game. He had a pretty good game. I feel like if Kirk was going to be struggling in the passing game, how are the Vikings going to put up points? Oh, I don't know. Maybe that dude Dalvin. So yeah,
which is surprising considering that the defensive line for the Jets is actually very good. I was surprised that we were able to run on them so well. Also, Kirk Cousins was running on them too, interestingly enough. Sorry, everybody. Grant's watching the Cowboys game.
The Cowboys just had a scoop and score, and wow. That the fantasy implications right now for my league.
Large. Looming large right now.
Oh, it actually had 0 impact. Never mind. I'm completely fine. I won that league. Never mind. Who cares? Everett.
In our league, though, I will just say that I have a 1-point advantage over the person I'm playing right now, and if I win, I might be in the playoffs and eliminating them.
That could be big news. But okay, Everett, you got anything else on this Vikings game?
No, it's just seeing. I mean, one, we ran the table with the AFC East, and all those teams have a 500 record or better. So just saying, if you want to call us frauds, go look at that. One of the best divisions in the NFL. So 10-2, can't get much better than that. Just have to hope that the Eagles lose somehow in the next couple of weeks. Vikings pick up a couple of easy wins. Vikings have the easiest remaining schedule in the NFL. So just try and pick up some wins.
So to point out,
lock up the NFC North next week.
Time to talk about this football team, the Los Angeles Chargers. So Everett, my Bolts, the exact opposite of how these games normally go. Usually we go down by double digits in the first quarter. It almost happens every week like clockwork. This week, though, we go up by double digits early in the game. But then we choke the lead somewhat, and we go into halftime up by 3. And then we give up 2 long-ass touchdown passes like the Ohio State secondary against Michigan, and we're losing by 11 with 11 minutes left in the third quarter. The Raiders scored 4 touchdowns in the span of 7 game minutes, or 3 touchdowns, 7 game minutes. So yeah, the Chargers are going to charger. We cannot beat the fucking Raiders in Vegas.
Also, doesn't help when you're second most targeted. Sorry, not targeted, but the second most leading receiver on your team is your tight end, and his name is not Travis Kelce.
Yeah, it's not. That's also another thing. I mean, Mike Williams hurt. That hurts a lot. I was very, very impressed with Palmer today. He was stepping up, making really, really big third down catches. My big problem, though, fourth down, play of the game, end of the game, we throw a fucking go route to DeAndre Carter.
Lombardi back at it again.
Did Keenan Allen was he just take
again.
a play off? Was he just like, hey, I'm not getting the ball this play, throw it to fucking DeAndre?
Also,
I mean, Jesus
by the
Christ.
way, it's not a good sign for your defense when Derek Carr goes 16 for 30, 250 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. But on that, by the way, Devontae Adams, 8 receptions of those. 8 receptions of those 16 catches for Derek Carr. So, 8 of them went to Devontae Adams for 177, 2 touchdowns. And on top of that, Josh Jacobs, 26 rushing, 26 carries, 144 yards and a touchdown. What are we doing?
So the first time we matched up, Devontae, no bullshit. I think he caught like 220 yards on us.
He murdered.
So he might have
JC
400 total yards. JC did not play that first game, but he shit on Asante Samuel. Today he wasn't going up against Asante. He was going up against Michael Davis. I mean, Asante didn't do good against him either, so it's not like he would have done shit. We had no one to guard Devontae, so I knew that was going to be a problem. I think Devontae Adams has 400 yards against the Chargers this year. But Josh Jacobs, their running game, the first time we played them, Everett, followed them up to fucking 55 rushing yards or something like that, 55, 60 yards. Josh Jacobs running for 154?
44. 144.
I'm team 154, but giving up 154 on the ground, yeah, you're fucking losing. So, I mean, this team,
y'all's defense needs some improvement. D-line's dog shit.
Oh, this is the part that hurt the most. So Jerry Tillery, former first-round pick for the Chargers, awful on the Chargers. Gets clowned like every weekend how horrible he is against the run. Of course, opening drive. What does Jerry Tillery do? Like 3 straight pressures in Justin's face. It was like the most fuck you I could have ever gotten from a former player that's played for my Bolts ever in my life. Just what the hell? He never did that one time for the Chargers. And on 3 straight plays, he's in Herbie's face, hitting him, giving him like a little halo T. I mean, he didn't do that, but little balls in his face after the sack. Why couldn't he do that for us? Why couldn't you do that for us? And that hurt a lot. That hurt a lot to see. But I mean, yeah. I mean, it's just this team at this point. We win that game 7-5. It's looking pretty fucking nice playoff wise. Now we're 6-6. Raiders are 5-7. They might fuck. I mean, shit. I don't even want to consider.
What's the AFC playoff bracket look like right now?
If we won, I think we would have been that last wild card spot.
Okay.
7-5 is the last wild card spot, but.
And who's that belong to?
I'm blanking on it. I'm blanking on it.
The Jets. It might be the Jets.
It is the Jets. It is the Jets. It is the Jets.
So we helped you guys out today.
Yeah. Hey, thanks. But I mean, that team, even if they made the playoffs, literally losing by fucking 30 in the first round.
Don't worry, you'll find a way to need a tie again, and Brandon Staley will fuck it up somehow. So
I mean, we didn't need to take low blows, but you're probably right. Okay. Gotta talk about this. Also implicates future games. Dolphins, Niners, Jimmy Garoppolo out for the year, but it didn't matter for the Niners. Now, Everett, technicality, little loophole. Technically, the Dolphins are still undefeated in every game that Tua is completely healthy in.
Technically.
Even though when Tua got hurt, the game was already lost and they still already lost. Very ironic how this game starts off first place, 75-yard touchdown for the Dolphins, and they get pooped on. Very fair, very fun. But, Everett, do you have any thoughts on this game? I picked the Niners. You picked the Dolphins. I think.
Yeah. Well,
So
I believe I can check that. I can check that. I honestly I didn't get to watch this game, so I don't really have many notes on it. I did pick the Dolphins.
but
So
Brock Purdy coming in, 49ers win by 16.
he didn't look bad from what I saw.
I
So
really don't know the difference between him and Garoppolo.
just an interesting note, by the way, he is Mr. Irrelevant from last year's draft. I think he might be a rookie actually.
Yeah, he might
Is
be.
he a rookie?
I don't
He
know.
might be a rookie. But I mean, look, we'll look at these stats, right? Tua sacked 3 times, 2 picks, 2 touchdowns. Couldn't get the run game going at all. Mostert locked down 7 rushes for 30 yards. Wilson locked down 1 rush for 3
Well, I
yards.
mean,
So I don't.
yeah, that, and I also just think though, Jesus, I other than Waddle had 1 catch for 9 yards.
That's the big thing that I'm looking
What
at is you have your second best player on offense having 1 reception for 9 yards. You have to be able to utilize that when Tyreek Hill's putting up the numbers that he
Bosa
is.
had 3 sacks.
Jalen Waddle, by the way, targeted 5 times, only caught one of those.
Yeah, I mean, ugly day for the Dolphins. Ugly day. Now I know the Niners lose Jimmy G. I think there's a little more interesting to talk about. I'm not sure how much of a beat they miss going to Brock Purdy, Everett. I really don't know how
honestly
much this negatively affects them. I really don't know.
Brock Purdy was putting up some pretty good numbers. Yes, he threw a pick, but 210
obviously
yards.
In the playoffs, it's gonna be a little different. Putting pressure.
210 yards, 25. I definitely am less scared of them now that they have Purdy and at quarterback over Garoppolo. Like, don't get me wrong, but with the talent that they have around him,
there's still
with McCaffrey, Debo, like all he really needs to do is just be able to put the ball on a point. And if he can do that, then like they're chilling.
Yeah, I'm not sure if this is like an end the world, count the Niners out.
I don't think so.
Anymore.
It's definitely more difficult since there's obviously no more the trade cycle's done. Like you can't trade anymore, so you have to get up like a free agent quarterback, and there's not many of those. I think they just signed Josh Johnson, but he was a practice squad for like the Giants, I think. So Brock Purdy will be their starting quarterback the rest of the season, so it will be interesting to see unless something happens to get some other player that they sign and ends up starting. So
yeah, I don't think though this is the end of the world for the Niners though. I
just remember last time, like 49ers, Kyle Shanahan's always managed to do something. Gets by. Like Nick Mullins, by the way, like when it was his rookie season, like he was breaking a couple records, like for first quarterback to do X, Y, and Z for first. No,
they literally always get by. So still too.
Will they get first rounded? I mean, probably, but will they get to the playoffs? Yeah, still most likely in that division.
I think last game we kind of maybe you want to talk about Packers Bears because you have some interest in that.
I don't really care.
No, okay. Okay. Chiefs Bengals. This was you get to see this one. This game I had on kind of side by side when I was watching Chargers. This shit kind of banged.
So I'm not gonna lie. If I had realized beforehand that Joe Burrow was undefeated against Patrick Mahomes, would have changed my pick. Miscalculation on my behalf, but it was a very good game.
This was the thing that really stuck out to me. It was kind of a cool little moment early on. T. Higgins catches a touchdown since he goes up 14-3, and Jamar Chase hits like a money celebration in the Kansas City defenders' faces, in the DB's faces. Gets flagged for a penalty, and then, of course, the Chiefs immediately answer back. They score 2 touchdowns in 5 minutes of game time with a halftime in between, but still come right back. And then it's just like slugfest. This was just a playoff
back
game.
And forth, yeah. And I mean, it's a rematch. It's a rematch game from the AFC Championship, right?
It's just like Bengals are legit, Chiefs are legit, and the AFC. Shit, I mean that shit's all up for grabs though. There's a lot of that.
The like AFC is by far
the NFC.
The AFC is by far better than the NFC, but both the NFC and the AFC are very competitive within both of their divisions.
No, yeah, I'm saying like both
conferences.
Playoff trees for each conferences are going to be very, very interesting. Like last year was Last year NFL playoffs was fucking. I mean,
The AFC was electric though.
AFC was the greatest shit I've ever watched. And then also, I mean, we had
Then
Raiders,
there's the NFC, but
Chargers leading into this.
yeah.
But yeah, it was a very cool time. But Everett, I'm not gonna lie, my mouth fucking hurts.
I got to study for a couple exams, so sounds good to me. Thank you
Uh,
guys so much.
God damn it. Yeah. Okay. Next time, if I still sound like,
You've been gargling some
where do you want to go with that, Everett?
salt water. That's wrong.
If yeah, if I sure, okay, Everett. I don't got anything else. My mouth hurts a lot right now. It's gonna be better though. It's gonna be better. But Ohio State, we're fucking back, baby. We've been reborn.
All I'm gonna say last thing, by the way, Tulane, we get a rematch versus Lincoln Riley. We deserve to beat them last year. We're gonna beat them this year. Thank you guys so much for watching, listening. Rate us 5 stars. Make sure to check us out on TikTok, Twitter at Waterboy Pod. Christmas season right around the corner, but everybody and Hanukkah, everybody and Kwanzaa, everybody's gonna be flying home. Make sure to tell everybody to listen to the Waterboy Pod at your house, all your friends, on your airplanes. Tell the flight attendant to put it over the intercom. With that, thank you guys so much for watching, listening. Waterboys out.